two questions. Firstly, has any complaint been previously lodged with the police by Ms. Donaldson in relation to her relationship with her boyfriend? And secondly, can you confirm if there are any potential persons of interest that the police are looking for that will enroll in this investigation?
Okay, for the first question, I am not aware of any report regarding any interaction or any challenge between the boyfriend and Miss Donaldson. I'm not aware of that. We have no such report. In terms of the second question, we are looking at all the variables that we have. We have broadened our investigation, and I will not say at this time we have identified any person of interest. We have in our minds, we are looking at some theories. We will not say what those are, but we have not yet narrowed it down to a person of interest.
Thank you. Anthony Henry of Loop News, you have the next question.
Good afternoon. I have two questions. How does the baby mother of contaminate that factor into the whole situation? And is the police investigating a case of murder as well as missing person?
As I indicated before, we have broadened our investigation. We are not confining our investigation to a missing person. We are looking at all the variables that we have identified. We are doing a lot of research, and I'm not going to say we are now looking at a homicide, but anything is possible. So we are ensuring that we capture all the evidence that are available, that whatever we find, there will be no shortfall in terms of the approach that we have taken in the investigation.
Thank you. And
I must point out that the cars were processed, that both cars, that's for Mr. Maitland and the female, the woman district constable, and we are looking at other things that we consider to be of evidential value.
Thank you very much, Anthony. I see no other raised hands. Are there any other journalists on the platform who would like to ask questions? Welcome, Brittany.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm hearing reports of a video circulated where a pickup truck went to the apartment. Will that video be used in the investigation or can anything be said about that video?
I am not aware of any such video. I have heard it. Whatever we can put our hand on, we will examine to see if it can be of evidential value. We have actually recovered in excess of 20 hours of CCTV footage, and that is being processed. We expect that at the conclusion of processing those footages, we will possibly identify some things that we consider to be of evidential value. I want to point out too that we have not yet determined that a definite person is dead, so we can't, say that we are investigating a murder. We hope that we will find Miss Donaldson alive, but within the same, we are just exploring all the leads that we have, and if it results in that, if she's dead, then I don't think there will be any shortfall, in the approach that we have taken in the investigation.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Chevon Wayne Campbell, which says, have you been able to establish a timeline of Miss Donaldson's movements after she was picked up via the CCTV footage? have we spoken to being picked up by CCTV? We've not spoken to that, so I'm not certain how that question applies. We acknowledge that journalists have a job to ask the probing questions, but some of these questions that are being asked are based on hearsay. Some of the questions that are being asked it is too early in the investigation to answer. We do not want to say or do anything that is prejudicial to the possible course that the investigation might take. But that question that you have posed, I'm not certain that it's properly posed, given that you've said something that we have not commented on at all. Are there any other questions? Ricardo Brooks from Nationwide says, good afternoon. You say you have identified no person of interest or subject. Is it that the evidence gathered so far points in no certain direction or gives no indication?
What I will say at this time, it's early days. I indicated earlier on that we are looking at some theories, but we will not disclose those. We are looking, and as I indicated before, we have broadened our investigation. We are looking not just at the person going to the apartment, but we are looking far beyond that. And I think that's as far as I can go at this time.
All right, the journalists, okay, Siobhan Wayne Campbell is asking, you say you have gathered CCTV footage. Does this footage in any way establish a timeline of Miss Donaldson's movements?
I am not certain, because I have indicated before that the CC footage over 20 hours was actually retrieved and it is being processed. We do not know what we will get from that.
So, very good question, but it is just a little bit early to answer that question at this time. We can assure you that as we have done in the past in relation to other quote-unquote high-profile missing persons investigations, we can assure you that we will update you, the members of the press and the wider society, periodically as it relates to the progress of the investigation.
If I may, Dennis.
Yes.
I just want to say to the public, I want you to bear in mind that this is an investigation, and there are many persons who are looking on. So we, as investigators, we have to guard what we can disclose to the public, and I hope that the public will understand that. In the interests of the investigation and the interests of justice, there are some things that we just cannot disclose.
All right, Ricardo Brooks is asking, have you questioned Miss Donaldson's boyfriend and his baby mother? If so, when did this happen?
Yeah, I think in my deliberation, I indicated that he was interviewed and a statement recorded. Miss Donaldson was approached, Miss Symmetra, the district constable was approached, and she has refused actually to give a statement. But we will deal with that at the appropriate time. It's an investigation that is ongoing, and there are methods that we can deploy or we can employ to deal with that issue. As a citizen, you have a right, and a statement is a voluntary, it's voluntary, but we are still doing our investigation.
Ricardo Brooks is asking, finally, have you obtained phone records for the 3 individuals?
I will not go into all the details of the investigation. It's an investigation, it's a criminal investigation that we are conducting. A missing person which might end up into a criminal investigation. So we have to be guarded in terms of the type of information that we give to the public. Be mindful that if they are accused, they are also listening and observing.
All right, that is all the time. I'm not seeing any further questions from the journalists on the platform. So, okay, I'm going to allow one more. Anthony Henry from Loop News.
Yes, probably ECPP had said it before, but I was choppy and trying to find out how does the people factor into all of it? Because I mean, some of us she came in on the left field. Well, is there anything that we have extra with people's births to her from the baby mother? Because we understand how sometimes this relationship works. How does people factor into all of it?
I'm going to say this again. Whilst we want to give as much information to the public, we cannot do an investigation in the open. We have to be mindful that as an investigator, we are here to serve the interests of justice. And so we cannot disclose everything. And I crave your appreciation and understanding of this. What I will say is that the investigation is given significant attention from the highest level. We are going to ensure that the investigation is transparent, and that's what we are doing. From the level of the portfolio, we are given that level of oversight. The CID headquarters is also given oversight, and there will be frequent case conferences. And at the end of it all, we will get back to the public to let you know what is the end result of this investigation. We want to ensure that the family also receive closure, but that is very important. Whether the missing person is found alive, and let's hope and pray that that is the result. But if it's the other way, we want to ensure that the family gets closure to this investigation, and we are committed to ensure that that is done. There's another